Welcome in, everybody. In today's video I want to talk about the blocks that were on everybody's mind when 1.19 came out, and that of course is going to be the Skulk blocks. So Skulk actually has 5 different types of blocks that came out in 1.19. They are the Skulk block itself, the Skulk sensor, which is very useful for entity detections. If that's something you want to learn more about, I do have a video. I'll drop the link down below where we talk about how this block works. You have the Skulk Shrieker, which when the Skulk sensor detects an output or detects a noise, will send a signal to the Shrieker, which for any natural spawning Shrieker will give you the 3 strikes before it spawns the Warden, but you cannot spawn the Warden with a placed Shrieker. The next one that we have is the Catalyst block. The Skulk Catalyst is dropped when a Warden is killed. Each Warden will drop 1 block, and you can actually use the Catalyst to spawn more of the other types of Skulk blocks. And the last type of Skulk block we have is the Veins. They're these little viney things that kind of grow all over the place. So the most important block here is going to be your Skulk Catalyst. The Skulk Catalyst is how you are able to grow and farm other types of Skulk blocks. You could of course just raid a Deep Dark and get all of these. But if you want to do it sustainably, you do need catalysts. Catalysts respond when mobs die near it. If a mob dies within 8 blocks of the catalyst, we'll give off these little particle bubbles that will then spread through the Skulk and then eventually turn non-Skulk blocks into Skulk blocks. There are a number of ways to stop the spread of it. You can see I've got our little platform here lined with buttons. What I'm using, I only want to turn this green area into Skulk. So up there I've just got a command block that's just going to spawn us a bunch of zombies. And see how that Skulk Catalyst is going to go ahead and spawn more Skulk. And you can see there is this bubbling little effect that comes up, and that is just the Skulk absorbing experience of mobs that are killed near it, and that is what generates more Skulk. To go ahead and farm Skulk blocks instead of the Skulk veins, we're going to swap out our concrete for a block that can actually be transferred into Skulk. Concrete is one of the number of blocks that only allow Skulk veins to grow on it, but does not actually transform the block into Skulk. So we've gone ahead and replaced it with stone. You can do cobblestone, basalt, netherrack, really any of them, but if you're trying to make a farmable setup, go ahead and make a cobble generator or a basalt generator. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and turn on our zombie spawner again, and you'll see that as they come down, the little bubbles fall, and then things are spread. And you can see the Skulk blocks have gone ahead and spread. There are some vines. The vines will eventually turn into the Skulk blocks themselves, but you can see that we also generate these Skulk sensors. When a mob dies near a catalyst, the catalyst can use 10 experience to go ahead and have a chance to spawn either the Skulk sensor or the Skulk Shrieker. A Skulk sensor has roughly a 9% chance of spawning, and a 1% chance of spawning a Skulk Shrieker. In order to harvest the Skulk that you are farming, the best tool for this is going to be a hoe. And specifically, you want to get a hoe with Silk Touch on there. If you break any of the blocks without Silk Touch, you'll actually just get experience. You won't get the blocks themselves. So that is the quick and dirty on how to grow Skulk and how the various blocks work. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead, drop those down below. I do read them and I do my best to respond to them. If you thought this video was a waste of time, go ahead and let me know down in the bottom below so I don't waste your time next time. But if you want to go ahead and do a little more research on how the Skulk sensors work, I have a video that I'm going to drop after this one that you can go ahead and take a look at and see how that block in particular works. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one.